Hello, everyone. Welcome to Traci Reads Renewal Hop. Her newest collection, Renewal, is in the store right now, and you will find a link down below both to the new collection and to everyone that's joining us on the Hop. If you've never visited my channel before, hello. I am a hybrid scrapbooker. So I have already printed the supplies that I want to use for my layout, and I'm just kind of pulling it all together now. So I'm going to start with this 12 by 12 paper. I'm going to tear it and ink it up using some Hickory Smoke Distress Oxide ink. And then my idea is to create a cascading page where I have my photo at the top, and then the embellishments and things are all kind of cascading down. That's my plan. I have some Traveler's Notebook sized papers here. I love the Traveler's Notebook papers for a couple of reasons. One, you get pages and pages of patterns, and they are already sized 8.5 by 11, so you can just go ahead and print them right out on a regular size printer. They are perfect for layering up and adding tons of layers to photos. That's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to use all the torn little bits and pieces from the Traveler's Notebook papers, and I'm going to add lots of layers to my photo without using a lot of paper. So I'm taking advantage of these torn edges. I'm taking advantage of the size of these papers because I can tuck these little bits and pieces in and around the photo. And it's going to create all these lovely layers. You can see here how I'm just kind of tucking in the leftover papers right underneath. I love Traveler's Notebook size papers for matting photos. It's like so perfect. So once I have all those layers behind my photos, I can go ahead and start getting an idea for how I want to layer everything up. So there's that 12 by 12 paper that I tore at the beginning. And then that's going to span the entire top of the page. And then I have my matted photo, which is there. So this is a photo of my niece, Jada. And when you get a little bit closer to the photo, probably in the close-ups at the end, you'll be able to see that she is pointing to a rainbow. And the rainbow is very distinct in the photo when you see the photo. I know far away it's a little bit like what, but in the photo, it's very obvious. So this is our basic design we're going to go for. And we're going to have these cascading embellishments that are going to go from the photo down to the bottom. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab a pencil and I'm going to mark where the bottom of that torn edge is on the page. And the reason I'm going to do that is because we are now going to do some stamping. So I have my very favorite stitching stamps. These are from Ellie's Studio. They're the hand sewn stitching stamps, and they are gorgeous and perfect. I use them all the time. And I'm going to create a base for all of the embellishments to sit on. So I'm going to take all these stitching stamps. I have my Catherine Pooler inks to coordinate with the Renewal collection, and those ink colors are Juniper Mist, Limoncello, Sugared Lavender, and Sweet 16. And I'm going to create almost like my own pattern paper a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to stamp all these different stitches. I'm going to stamp them in clusters so that they're going to come out from below the torn edge on my layout, but then they're also going to kind of cascade down. And this is going to be the base where I'm going to put all the bits and pieces from the sticker, from the Renewal sticker kit. So I am using in this project the 12 by 12 papers, the Traveler's Notebook papers, the stickers, and I have a 3x4 card that I cut down. And then I'm just going to go ahead and stamp and make a kind of a base for all of the rest of my embellishments. This layout does not have a big, bold title. Instead, it just has a lot of phrases that are that act as journaling and as titling elements, but there is not a definitive title on this page. And I am totally cool with that. I am, if I have a title, I put it on a page. It's kind of like journaling. I view titling like journaling. If I have it, if it's there, it is getting at it. If I'm kind of racking my brain and it's not flowing, then I have no problem with not having a title that is big and bold and out there. There is tons of phrases and pieces on this layout. I don't feel like you're losing something. So I want to use these tags. I'm going to kind of move them around a little bit, and I'm going to create my clusters now. I'm going to start with my largest clusters. I just did a blog post about this. When I create clusters, I use the acronym, let's make some clusters. So I start with my large pieces, and then my medium pieces, and then the small pieces, which get popped up on foam tape or get popped up on foam tape or add a little bit more dimension to the clusters. And then we have the confetti, the little bits that kind of sprinkle around. So that's what I'm working on right now, are those elements. I am going ahead and I have already kind of pre-cut and have set aside here all of the sticker elements that say the things I wanted them to say and things like that. I print them. You could print them on sticker paper. I just print them on regular paper and then cut them out because I like to have control over the borders, the white borders around my die cuts, and I like die cuts better because I can move them around and kind of do this or that. So you can see here I have my foam tape. Now it's time to kind of stick all those bits and bobs down. So I'm going to go ahead, stick everything down. And these are all of the large clustered embellishments, the large cluster, the bases, and a lot of the phrases. And now I'm going to add some icons, or I think I'm still doing the phrases and all the little more kind of journaling bits that I want to add to this cascade that's going to go down my page. For the icons that are going to be added here, the sticker kit has all these beautiful, awesome, amazing rainbows. And so I went ahead and cut a whole bunch of the rainbows. So I'm going to, and that's really the only kind of icon. There are also beautiful florals in this collection. So many things you can play with. But I chose the rainbows, and I'm going to cluster them about my page kind of everywhere. And you can kind of see here how I am doing that. Some of the rainbows are going to be right down on the page. Others are going to be popped up. And some of these are going to be like rainbows layered on rainbows. And then there's rainbows. Because it worked so well. It needed to happen. In addition to all of these paper layers, we need to add other things. If you are a hybrid scrapbooker, then you want a little bit of texture. You want some things on your page that isn't paper. Foam tape helps in that regard, but another thing that really helps are things like staples and twines or fibers and some sequins, which we are going to do. And if you are a subscriber here on my channel, then you know I do my hybrid hijinks over on the blog post with Traci, and my next episode of hybrid hijinks is going to be focused on adding these textural elements to your pages. Things like twines or fabrics, those types of elements. So I wanted to fill this one tag with stitching. So that's what I'm doing. I filled the tag completely with all of these different colors of stitching. I think it turned out so cool. I love how that tag turned out. And now I'm adding twine into all of the holes of my tags and then tacking it down with some glue just so it stays put. And now we're going to add sequins. So I'm going to put clusters of sequins all over this page. I'm using an older line from Spiegel Mom Scraps, an older sequin mix. This one's called Sweet Summer, and it is a beautiful match to this collection if you happen to have it in your stash. But you can kind of see here from where I am putting all of those little glue dots. Then I'm going to grab my crystal katana and place my sequins in these little clusters that kind of work with that cascade design that we have here. And I'm just gonna add this last little bit. So you kind of see I'm kind of picking out the colors that work really well with this line. And there we go, all done. Thank you so much for joining me today. Be sure to head down to the description box and hop along to check out more projects using Traci's new release, the Renewal collection. Talk to you soon. Bye.